I'm Audrianna Bayona, and I've been a part of Trojan Tech since the beginning of this school year of 2024 to 2025.
I'm Caden Cox. I have been part of Trojan Tech just this semester.
I'm Mr. Noah Wirdowicz, and I've been teaching for 11 years. We've had Trojan Tech for about 5 years now, actually. My first year here, we just started up in the second semester.
I do all of the order forms, and that's really enjoyable. Not anything in particular though.
So there's raw production, which start from absolutely nothing to finishing the product, and then there's the design team, which comes up with the designing part and like the logos and whatnot, and engraving parts, and then there's another team for like sponsorships and like ads and stuff, and then there's another one that helps with like the finishing touches on the products. So engraver is like the top one thing that we use for the engraving process, and for the engraving process usually we have to like build up something to like put onto the engraver, and then you click a bunch of different buttons to make sure that everything's like set for its like lasering part of it, and then you have to make sure to square it and put it in wherever corner you want and make sure that's where it's going to be placed.
Trojan Tech is a manufacturing company that we run within our manufacturing course, which is called Manufacturing Enterprise. And Trojan Tech is essentially an opportunity for students to choose their products, design their own products, manufacturing as well as marketing and sales are all on them, and so they make money and we put that money back into the program. The engraving team consists of Addison Masker, Jake Simonton, Haley Armstrong, Audrianna Bayona, anyone within our design team. And while we're talking about team breakdowns, like just right over here on our board, you can see our individual teams. And so Audrey, David, Jake, Logan Miller, they're definitely the biggest go-tos for design, but that's also where the marketing team, Addie and Haley, have definitely gotten involved with it as well, as we diversify the tasks in the lab.
There's certainly an aspect of teamwork. You have to communicate with everybody else, and I do enjoy that. Mostly though, I just enjoy being able to work at more or less my pace and put out forms and orders whenever they're ready.
Just all the people working together and teamwork, and just everyone being divided into different sections to work on certain things for like their abilities and what they're actually good at.
I love that it allows the students who have the most experience in our courses an opportunity to show those skills off and to do something with their own creations and their own decision-making skills, and it's very unstructured, so it allows them to take control of the class.
It's the ability to have something that is well and truly your own then. Because hundreds of thousands of people have water models, but if you get yours engraved, that's yours now. It won't be mistaken for somebody else's unless they have the exact same thing engraved into theirs, which isn't a thing that happens.
So the one thing that's not personalizable this semester is our coasters, and these are just sets of 4 coasters, but they're just an all Trojan head, so that way anybody from any part of town can enjoy it without having to order it ahead of time and then wait for their order. Our LED acrylic lamps, even though this one's not powered on, they'll have a Trojan head on them, and then we've allowed people to include either a last name or a single line of text or something that can fit within one individual line. So again, waiting for people to send us their orders, and we'll engrave those and ship them out to them as well. If you can follow me over here, we have our metal hanging plates that either A, can just be purchased as just the metal letter itself and painted with a nice quality finish, or we can also engrave something within that metal letter. And so this would be an example of just one that we get to keep with the classroom, but last names or house numbers are something that we've been getting a lot of requests for lately. We've never done a full large-scale project for manufacturing processes or for manufacturing enterprise. Trojan Tech has done small, keychains and those kind of things in the CNC, but this is exciting for us. We've never gotten to show off that skill on a large scale. And then finally, of course, up and above over here, we also have our last name last name, American flag engraved wooden boards or wall decor, and we have definitely had a lot of orders with those. That's definitely our highest selling product right now, and I'm just so proud of the students for coming up with those designs, because I had nothing to do with what was going to be included with the American flag, or there's 5 different font options with that, and that's just 100% what they have as a group collectively have come up with.
Just make sure it's like meaningful, like something that you're gonna want and something that you're gonna love, like a font or something or whatnot. Like right now we're working on like a dog keychain thing for people who like served in the army and whatnot, because yeah. And honestly, engraving is just a fun thing to do, and it also just helps people like have memorable like things to keep.
I'd be happy to field any questions they have, and we pretty much always just have the restriction that we do it during school hours, and I typically like students to be able to take advantage of their skills and to do the work themselves. So whenever they're available is whenever we'll do it, but we're glad to accommodate as many wants and requests as we can.
Join Trojan Tech.